A 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's time for Maths with Mr. Thomas.
Thank you, Grace. Here we go with chapter 5. We're now moving on to look at statistics. So, statistics is all about gathering information and displaying it in ways that people understand, and it's something that we've spent quite a bit of time on with National 4. And moving on to National 5 statistics, something from National 4 that you need to know inside out is the mean, the median, the mode and the range. So this really is a review lesson of the mean, median, mode and range from National 4 because, as I said, you do need to know this to apply it to some of the National 5 questions. So, are you ready? Let's go! So the first thing to remember is the mean, the median and the mode. Something that we already know is that they are all types of average! Perfect. The mean, the median, the mode are all averages. The mean, how do you work out the mean? Brilliant. In order to work out the mean, you add all your values together and then divide. Good, you would then divide by how many values you have. If you're writing that down as a little formula, you would often say the mean equals a total of what the numbers are when you add them together, divided by n. N is just how many numbers you have. So if I wanted to work out the average height for everybody in a certain class, I would add all the heights together to get a massive number and then divide by how many people were in the class. That would give me the mean. It would give me the average. Let's try a few examples with the mean. So example 1, 3 melons weigh a total of 6 kilograms. Yummy. What is the mean weight? So we know the mean is the total divided by how many numbers we have. In this case, it's talking about the melons. So the total weight for the melons, what's the total weight for the melons? 6 kilograms. Brilliant, it is 6 kilograms. And you would divide that by 3. Why would you divide it by 3? Because there are 3 melons. You do 6 divided by 3, giving you an average, giving you a mean of 2. 2 kilograms would be your answer. Woo! Example 2, the shoe sizes of 6 different people are size 3, size 7, size 6, size 12, size 7, size 13. That is the shoe sizes for those 6 people. Work out the mean shoe size. How do we go about working out the mean, Brian? What do? Brilliant. You take the total and divide it by how many numbers you have. So for this one, if you add up the shoe sizes, Yumna, help me out. If you do 3, add 7, add 6, add 12, add 7, add 13, Yumna, you get. Brilliant, you get 48. And we're dividing that by 6 because there are 6 people. And 48 divided by 6, go on, Yumna. Brilliant. Well done. You would get 8. So 8 would be your mean shoe size. Woo! Example 3, in her 4 recent tests, Maria scored 22. Woo! 26. Woo! 31. Woo! And, Maria can't remember the last score. However, she remembers she had a mean score of 26. So what was Maria's last score? You know this is to do with the mean, so the first thing you should be thinking in your head is the mean equals total divided by n. Brilliant. And from this, let's just start subbing in what we know. So the mean, do we know the mean? Yes, we do. We know that's 26. The total, do we know the total? No, we don't know the total. N is how many numbers we have, or how many tests Maria sat, and it's saying in her 4 recent tests. So we're dividing by 4. So if we sub those numbers in, we know then the mean, 26, is equal to the total divided by 4, because it's 4 recent tests. What does that let us work out? What is the only unknown that we have? The total! Brilliant, we've got the total. But just now we're dividing the total by 4, and that gives us 26. So if we multiply both sides by 4, it would let us know what the total test scores would be. Brilliant. We know the total is going to be 104. So in other words, if you think about this, Maria scored 22, 26, 31 and some missing score that she has forgotten, and she knows then that you would have a total of 104. So 22 add 26 add 31 add something is 104, and you can easily work out that something. To begin with, 22 add 26 add 31 is... Brilliant, that's going to be 79. And that, add the missing score is 104. So if you subtract 79 from both sides, Marie means Maria's missing score, the one she has forgotten, is 25. Woo! There you go, Maria. Did that help you out?
Oh, thank you. I'm so forgetful.
After the mean, you can then look at the mode. The mode is also a type of average. Anybody remember what the mode is? Brilliant. That would be the value that appears the most often. The way that I remember that is the word mode starts M-O, and so does the word most, M-O-S-T. Or you could have M-O for mode and M-O for most often. Try to find some way to remember it. That's what I use. Let's look at an example with this. So example 4. Shep compared the price of a glass toaster in 5 different online shops. Woo! Here are the prices. So in one shop it was £27, another one £33, another one £41, another one £25, and another one £33. That's the prices in the shops. So which price is the mode? What would it be? Hallie, help us out. What are you thinking? Brilliant, well done. Why are you going with 33? Yeah, because it's the number that appears the most. 27 appears once, there's no other 27. 41 appears once, there's no other 41. 25 appears once, there's no other 25. But if you look at this, look, 33 is here once and twice. There are 2 33s. 33 appears more than the others, so 33 would be the mode. It's the number that appears the most. Well done, Hallie. Example 5. Here are Chloe's recent grades. She got a B, an A, a B, an A, a C, an A, a B, and a B. Which result is the mode? Well, let's look at this. With the B's, how many B's do we have? So with the B's, we've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3, and we've got 4. So she scored 4 B's. Anything else? Well, with the A's, she's got 1, she's got 2, and she's got 3 A's. And with her C grades, with the C's, there's only 1 C. So which one appears the most? Well, there are more B's than anything else. So Chloe's mode score, the modal score, would be B, because that is the one that appears the most. You will notice with this that the data is not numerical. When you are working out the mode, it doesn't have to be numbers. You could do an example where you're asking people their favourite flavour of crisps. If salt and vinegar is the one that most people say, if that is the result that appears the most, well, that would be the mode. So it doesn't always have to be numbers when you are working that out. Here's another example. We're looking at the heights of 6 people. Mr. Yellow. Mr. Yellow is 150 centimetres. Mrs. Orange is also 150 centimetres. Mr. Green is 160 centimetres. Mrs. Blue is 170 centimetres. Mr. Purple is 180 centimetres. And the tall dude on the end is 180 centimetres. So which height is the mode? Well, looking at this, we've got 150 centimetres. Any more 150s? Yes, there's another 150. No other 150s. 160, there's 160. No other 160s. 170, there's just one of them. There's no other 170s. But 180, there is 180. And, hey, tall dude, another 180. What is the issue that we have with this? Perfect! You can see that 2 people are 150 and 2 people are 180. There's 2 of them and there's 2 of them. There's 1 of the others, so you can ignore them. But there's 2 of these and 2 of these. What does that mean then? Artemi, help us out. What does it mean? Go on, dude. Brilliant. What it means is that there are actually 2 modes for this one. Both the 150 and the 180 appear more than the other numbers. So there are 2 modes. Some people often think that it means there's no mode because there's not one that appears more than the others. And you're right, there's not one that appears more than the others. There are 2. So there are 2 modes. That's your answer. Next, the median. How do you work out the median? What do you do? Go on, Marley. Brilliant. The median is the value that is in the middle when you put the results in numerical order. So, The median is the middle value. The median also sounds a bit like the medium. That's how I remember it. It's just a daft way of doing it. If I imagine t-shirt sizes with small, medium, large, medium is in the middle, and median sounds a bit like that, so it would be the middle one. If you imagine with some fries, you got small fries, you got medium fries, and you got some large fries. Medium's going to be the middle one. So median is the middle. That's why I remember it. Example 7, let's do an example with that. Poppy wrote down the ages of her family members. What is the median age? So in Poppy's family, somebody is 12 years old, somebody's 15 years old, somebody's 17 years old, somebody is 38 years old, and somebody, some pensioner on the end, is 41. Oh my God, you're so old, boy. So, what's the median? You will notice here that the results are already in numerical order, and because they are in numerical order, all you've got to do is find the one that's in the middle. So, what's the number that's in the middle? Brilliant, you've got it. It is 17. If you're unsure, cross off a number from both sides. Do the same again, cross off a number from both sides, and you'll notice that 17 is in the middle. So that is your median. Woo! Let's try another one. Example 8. Circus man Clive is practicing holding his breath. Here are the number of minutes he held his breath for the last 8 times he tried. So, he held his breath for 3 minutes. Another time it was 9 minutes. Another time 5 minutes. And you get the idea. Work out the median. What is the first thing that you are noticing, Evie? Yeah, the results are not in order. The first thing you have to do is put the results in order. You cannot just take the middle one or ones just now. You've got to order them. So, in order, from smallest to largest, we've got a 3. No, we don't. We've got a 2, a 3, a 5, a 6, an 8, an 8, a 9, and an 11. So, from here, we can then take the one that's in the middle. So if we cross off one at this side, add one at this side. Cross off one at this side, add one at this side. Cross off one either side again, and we'll notice that there's only 2 left. So what does that mean for the median? Does it mean that they're both the median? Correct, it does not mean that. If you end up with 2 numbers in the middle, what you do is for the median, you take the number that's exactly halfway between them. So between 6 and 8, you get 7. So 7 is going to be your median. If the numbers are a bit more complicated, if you had 58 and 412 and you had to find out what's between them, really what you can do is you can add both numbers together and half them. Or in other words, just take the mean of the middle two, add them and divide by 2. That's one way of doing it, but sometimes it'll be dead obvious like this. But that is your median. Example 9. Here are the marks of... Example 9, here are the marks out of 20 for 10 people in a class. So somebody scored 14, somebody scored 6, somebody scored 18, somebody scored 20, 15, 20, 18, 15, 20, 19. Work out the median score. Once again, you're looking at this and you are thinking, go on Dominic, what are you thinking?
The results need to be in order.
They do, they need to be in order. So, putting them in order from smallest to largest, we've got 6, 14, 15, and so on, all the way up to the 320s on the end. Once again, we are wanting to get this median score. We want to find the one that is in the middle. So, cross off one at that side, and one at that side. Cross off one at the left, and one on the right. One on the left, and one on the right, and one on the left, and one on the right. And once again, we've got 2 numbers in the middle. Uh-oh! What you've got to do then is take the number that's halfway between them. So between 18 and 18, what do you have? Yeah, it's a bit weird when you say it like that, because there's not really a number between 18 and 18, because it's the same number. But think about the other way of doing it. If you do have 2 numbers in the middle, to find out what's between them, you take the mean of those 2 numbers. So you add them together and divide by 2. Well, if you add 18 and 18 and then divide by 2, really what you're doing is you're taking 18, you're timesing it by 2, and you're dividing it by 2, so you're still left with 18. So 18 would just be the median. If you ever have it like that, where you get the same number in the middle, well, it's just that number that is the median. The mean, the median, the mode, they're all types of average, but we also know about the range. Again, that's something else from National 4. The range is a measure of Good, it's just a measure of the spread. It kind of shows you how spread out the results are, how varied they are. So the range shows you how spread out they are, and the way you work it out is you take the biggest number, take away the smallest number, in order to work out how spread out they are. Example 10. One week, Liam took a note of how many minutes his bus was late by each day. Here's the results. So on day 1 it was late by 3 minutes, day 2 it was late by 2 minutes, day 3 it was late by 5 minutes, then it was late by 6, 2, 12 and 4 minutes. Work out the range. So to work out the range, we know it's just the biggest number, take away the smallest. So the biggest number there is 12, and we're taking away the smallest, which is 2, giving us a range, a difference between the biggest and the smallest, of 10 minutes. Example 11, here are the test scores in Mrs. Finch's English class. Work out the range. Once again, we know to work out the range, it's just the biggest number, take away the smallest. So for this one, what is the biggest number? Go on, Callie. Good. And the smallest number? Good. So we've got 97, take away 34. Callie, that would give us an answer of 63. Well done. So you get 63 for the range. Woo! Hopefully this has made sense. Hopefully this summary is bringing everything back from last year when you're working out the median, the mode, the mean, the range. But in case anybody's forgotten, let's see how well you're doing. So, give us one of them. How would you work them out? Go on, Adam.
The mean, I'll go with that.
Okay, so Adam, how do you work out the mean? You take the total and divide by how many numbers you have. Brilliant, so the mean is total divided by how many numbers. Good. For the mode, Aaron, how do you work out the mode?
Is that the one that appears the most often?
It is indeed, yes. It's the number or the result that appears the most. For the median, how do you work out the median, Musmo?
The middle one?
It is the middle one. Yes, that would be your middle value. Again, I remember it was small, medium, large, median. Sounds a bit like medium. It's the one that's in the middle. The other ways I remember the others, well, for mode, it's MO. Most also starts with MO, or most often if you're thinking about the MO. And the mean, if we said that Lucas was mean, it's not very nice, and it's not very nice when you've got to add all the numbers together to get a big total. And then, what nobody likes doing, divide. So it's mean. It's not nice when you've got to add them all up to get a big number and then divide. So the mean is when you get the total divided by how many numbers you have. And finally, for the range, go on, Sarah. It is the biggest, take away the smallest. Very well done. Let's sum all of them together by taking this example here. Example 12. Aline likes to play Monopoly. She's very good at it. Here is how long in minutes it has taken her to win each of the last 5 games. Work out the mean, the median, the mode, and the range. So, let's start off. The mean, how do you work out the mean? Good, it's the total divided by how many numbers you have. Work out the total for all of these. If you add them together, what do you get? Brilliant, you would end up with 150. Divide that by how many numbers you have. There are 5 numbers, so 150 divided by 5 gives you, brilliant, it gives you 30. So, the mean, a type of average, would be 30 minutes it has taken her to win each of the games. For the median, how do you work out the median?
Middle value!
Good, but what do you have to remember to do first?
Put the results in order.
Exactly. So if you put them in order, you would have 10, 10, 20, 40 and 70. Tick the one that is in the middle. So cross off one at the left and one on the right and one on the left and one on the right. And what do you have in the middle? 20. Brilliant. So you'd have 20 for your median. For the mode, what would the mode be? Go on, Jordy. Brilliant. The mode is just going to be the one that appears the most. And you can see here there are 2 10s. That is appearing more than the others. There's only 120, there's only 170, there's only 140, but there's 2 10s. So 10 is going to be the mode. And for the range, how do you work out the range? Rayanne. Brilliant. Well done. It is going to be 70. Take away 10 because it's the biggest number. Take away the smallest. Biggest is 70, smallest is 10, 70 take away 10 is 60. So there's a difference of 60 minutes between the longest and the shortest times it has taken Aline to win. Woo! Well done, Aline. Hopefully this has made sense. I will leave this up here. You may wish to take a note of it, but make sure that you know how to work out the mean, the median, mode, and the range. We will apply that to some of the future lessons in this chapter. Apply it to some of the National 5 questions. Anything you're unsure of, give me a shout, but here are some questions to practice just in the TJ National 5 books. Or if you look at any other Nat 5 books, there's probably loads of practice questions there. Have fun. See ya. Woo! Bum, 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 bum.